Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something crucial that affects every single one of us, every single day, our joints. Think about it. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, your joints are working hard, allowing you to walk, run, type, and even just sit. But what if I told you that many of your seemingly harmless daily habits are silently causing damage, leading to pain, stiffness, and long-term problems? It's a slow, cumulative process, and often, by the time we notice the symptoms, the damage has already been done. It's not just about getting older, it's about how we live our lives right now. The good news is that knowledge is power. Many of the factors that contribute to joint damage are completely within our control. The problem is, we often don't even realize we're doing them. We think that major injuries are the only threat to our joint health. But the truth is, it's the small, repetitive actions that can wear them down over time. It's the way you sit at your desk, the shoes you choose to wear, or even what you eat and drink. These everyday choices add up, either protecting your joints or putting them at risk for conditions like osteoarthritis down the road. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 9 shocking habits that are damaging your joints daily, and I guarantee some of these will surprise you. We'll break down the science behind why these habits are so harmful, and most importantly, I'll give you practical, evidence-based advice on what you can do to change them. My goal is to empower you to take control of your joint health so you can stay active, mobile, and pain-free for years to come. So, grab a glass of water. We'll talk about why that's important later, and let's get into it. Let's start with a habit that almost all of us are guilty of, especially in today's world: prolonged sitting. You might think sitting is a resting state, giving your body a break. But for your joints, sitting for hours on end is one of the worst things you can do. When you're inactive for long periods, especially hunched over a desk or slouched on the couch, you're creating a perfect storm for joint problems. Blood flow to your joints, which is essential for delivering nutrients and removing waste products, significantly decreases. This starvation of your joints can lead to the cartilage becoming less resilient and more prone to wear and tear. Furthermore, your muscles are your joints' best friends. They act as a support system. But when you sit for too long, the muscles around your hips and back, like your glutes and core, become weak and inactive. This forces your joints and ligaments to take on more of the load than they're designed for, leading to instability and strain. This is why you might feel that creakiness or stiffness when you finally stand up after a long meeting or a movie marathon. To combat this, set a timer. Get up and move every 30 to 60 minutes. Do some simple stretches, walk around the room, or do a few squats. It's about breaking the cycle of inactivity to keep your joints lubricated and your muscles engaged. Now let's talk about something closely related to sitting: your posture. Think of your spine as the central pillar of your body. When it's properly aligned, your body weight is distributed evenly and your joints are happy. But when you slouch, hunch over your phone, a condition often called text neck, or even sleep in an awkward position, you throw that entire system out of balance. This poor posture puts an incredible amount of unnatural stress on your spine, neck, and shoulders. For every inch your head juts forward, it adds about 10 extra pounds of pressure on your cervical spine. That's like carrying a bowling ball around your neck all day. This constant, uneven pressure doesn't just cause immediate neck and back pain, it leads to long-term joint degradation. It can cause misalignments throughout your entire kinetic chain, affecting your hips, knees, and even your ankles. Over time, this can accelerate the wear and tear on the cartilage and vertebral discs. The solution requires conscious effort. Be mindful of how you're sitting and standing. Pull your shoulders back and down, engage your core, and keep your head aligned over your shoulders. Using ergonomic chairs and desks can be a game changer, and simple exercises to strengthen your core and back muscles will provide the support your spine needs to maintain that healthy posture naturally. Let's move down the kinetic chain to your foundation, your feet. The shoes you wear have a profound impact on your entire body, not just your feet. Wearing the wrong footwear is a surprisingly common habit that can wreak havoc on your joints. Think about shoes with inadequate support, like flimsy flip-flops, or shoes that force your foot into an unnatural position, like high heels. These choices can throw your body's alignment completely off, starting from the ground up. When your foot isn't properly supported, it changes the way you walk, altering the biomechanics of your ankles, knees, hips, and even your lower back. High heels are a major culprit. They pitch your body forward, forcing your knees and hips to shift to compensate, which places immense pressure on the kneecap and the lower back. But it's not just about heels. Any ill-fitting shoe or one without proper arch support and cushioning can cause similar problems. This constant misalignment and added strain accelerate the wear and tear on the cartilage in these weight-bearing joints. The fix is straightforward. Prioritize function over fashion for your daily footwear. Choose shoes that are comfortable, provide good arch support, and have enough cushioning to absorb impact. Save the stylish but less supportive shoes for special short-term occasions, not for your everyday grind. This next habit is, well, a sensitive topic, but from a medical standpoint, it's honestly one of the most significant factors in joint health: carrying excess body weight. Your joints, particularly your knees, hips, and ankles, are your body's shock absorbers. They're designed to bear your body's weight throughout your life. However, when you carry extra pounds, you're putting them under a much greater load than they were built to handle, day in and day out. The physics are simple, but, pretty stark. For every extra pound of body weight you carry, you put about 4 extra pounds of pressure on your knees when you walk, and even more when you go upstairs or run. This relentless, amplified pressure does 2 things. First, it physically wears down the protective cartilage in your joints much faster, leading directly to osteoarthritis. Second, fat tissue isn't just inert mass, it's metabolically active. Adipose tissue, or body fat, produces and releases inflammatory proteins called cytokines. These proteins circulate throughout your body and can promote inflammation within your joints, further contributing to cartilage breakdown and pain, even in non-weight-bearing joints like your hands. Maintaining a healthy weight through a balanced diet and regular exercise is honestly one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your joints for the long haul. In our modern, tech-driven world, this next habit has really become an epidemic: repetitive motion. This isn't just about factory workers anymore. It's about all of us. Just think about how many times a day you perform the same small movements: typing on a keyboard, scrolling on your phone, using a mouse, or even texting. While each individual movement is tiny, the sheer volume of repetition can lead to what's known as repetitive strain injury, or RSI. This constant, repeated stress on the same joints, your wrists, elbows, and fingers, can cause micro tears in the tendons and ligaments. Over time, this leads to chronic inflammation, which is actually a key driver of joint damage. The inflammation can degrade the cartilage and lead to conditions like tendonitis or carpal tunnel syndrome. It's not just tech, either. Any hobby or job that involves repetitive action, like playing a musical instrument, knitting, or using certain tools, can pose a risk. The key to prevention is to be mindful and introduce variety. Take frequent breaks to stretch your hands and wrists. Make sure your workspace is ergonomic to keep your joints in a neutral position. And try to vary your activities throughout the day to avoid overstressing any single joint. This next point is less of a physical habit and more of a mental one, but it's incredibly destructive: ignoring joint pain or stiffness. We live in a culture that often encourages us to push through the pain. While resilience is a virtue, ignoring your body's warning signals is not. Pain and stiffness are your body's way of telling you that something is wrong. It's a whisper that can turn into a scream if you don't listen. Pushing through joint pain, especially during exercise or daily activities, can turn a minor issue into a major long-term problem. When you ignore that initial ache, you might be continuing an activity that is causing inflammation or actively damaging your cartilage. What could have been a simple issue requiring rest or a change in activity can evolve into chronic inflammation, cartilage loss, and potentially irreversible joint damage. Your body is an incredibly intelligent system. It's crucial to learn to differentiate between the normal muscle soreness from a good workout and the sharp, persistent, or growing pain in a joint. If a pain lasts for more than a few days, gets worse, or interferes with your daily life, it's time to stop and listen. Seek advice from a doctor or physical therapist to understand the root cause before it becomes a much bigger issue. We've talked about external forces, but what you put inside your body is just as important. A poor diet and dehydration are two habits that directly harm your joints from the inside out. Diets high in processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats, like trans fats and some saturated fats, are highly pro-inflammatory. These foods can trigger the release of inflammatory markers in your body, the same kind we talked about with excess weight. This systemic inflammation can settle in your joints, exacerbating pain, stiffness, and contributing to the breakdown of cartilage over time. It's like constantly adding fuel to a fire you're trying to put out. On the flip side, dehydration is another silent enemy of your joints. The cartilage in your joints is about 80% water. This water content is crucial for its cushioning and shock-absorbing properties. When you're dehydrated, your body will pull water from less critical areas, including your cartilage, to supply vital organs. This makes the cartilage less plump and resilient, increasing friction between the bones and accelerating wear. The solution is twofold. Focus on an anti-inflammatory diet rich in fruits, vegetables, healthy fats like those in fish and nuts, and lean proteins. And make a conscious effort to stay hydrated throughout the day. Your joints will thank you for it. Let's discuss two lifestyle habits with well-known health risks that also have a devastating impact on your joints: smoking and excessive alcohol consumption. When you smoke, you're not just damaging your lungs, you're creating a hostile environment for every cell in your body, including those in your joints. The chemicals in tobacco smoke, particularly nicotine, are vasoconstrictors, meaning they tighten your blood vessels. This restricts the flow of oxygen and essential nutrients to your bones and cartilage, hindering their ability to repair and maintain themselves. Smoking also ramps up oxidative stress and systemic inflammation, further accelerating joint degeneration. Excessive alcohol consumption is similarly harmful. While moderate intake might have some debated benefits, heavy drinking is unequivocally bad for your joints. Alcohol can interfere with your body's ability to manage calcium, a mineral essential for bone density. Over time, this can lead to weaker bones and an increased risk of fractures. Furthermore, like smoking and poor diet, excessive alcohol promotes inflammation throughout the body. It can also contribute to weight gain and disrupt sleep patterns, both of which, as we've seen and will see, are detrimental to joint health. The medical advice here is clear. If you smoke, the best thing you can do for your joints and overall health is to quit. And if you drink, do so in moderation, if at all. Finally, let's talk about a habit that is foundational to your entire well-being, yet is so often sacrificed: getting enough quality sleep. We tend to think of sleep as a passive state of doing nothing, but it's actually a highly active and critical period of repair and recovery for your body. While you sleep, your body gets to work fixing the damage from the day. This is when your body releases growth hormone, which helps to repair tissues, including the muscles, ligaments, and cartilage that support your joints. It's also when inflammation can be naturally reduced. When you consistently skimp on sleep, you rob your body of this essential healing time. A lack of sleep is linked to increased levels of inflammatory markers in the bloodstream, creating a chronic, low-grade inflammatory state that is damaging to your joints. It also increases your sensitivity to pain, meaning those minor aches can feel much more severe. Poor sleep can also lead to fatigue and poor decision-making during the day, making you more prone to accidents or less likely to exercise. Aiming for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night isn't a luxury. It's a non-negotiable component of a joint-healthy lifestyle. So there you have it. 9 habits that might be silently sabotaging your joint health every single day. From the way you sit, to the shoes you wear, to the sleep you get at night. As we've seen, joint health isn't about avoiding one big injury. It's about the sum of our small daily choices. It can feel overwhelming to hear all of this at once, but I want you to see this as an opportunity. You now have the knowledge to identify these habits in your own life, and that is the first and most important step toward making a positive change. You are in the driver's seat when it comes to the long-term health of your body. The goal here isn't to achieve perfection overnight. It's about building awareness and making small, sustainable adjustments. You don't need to throw out all your shoes or completely overhaul your diet tomorrow. Start small. Maybe this week, you focus on getting up from your desk every hour. Next week, you can focus on drinking more water. Each small change you make is an investment in your future self. A future with less pain, more mobility, and the freedom to continue doing the activities you love. Being mindful of these habits today is the best way to protect your joints for all your tomorrows. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information valuable and empowering. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based health content. And I want to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these habits surprised you the most? And what's one small change you're going to try to make this week? Your journey can inspire others. As always, stay happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.